Welcome to our daily Forex market analysis, and this is for trading on February the 25th, 2021. Just a quick disclaimer here before we get started. This is for educational purposes only. Trading is a risky business, so please be careful with your money. As usual, we'll start off by taking a look at our calendar here. So overall, the biggest thing was the testimony from Powell. And in terms of what he said, he kind of stayed with what we had discussed before. They're going to continue the monetary policy support. And there were concerns about inflation becoming too much because there's so much money being injected into the economy, which will push the price of everything up. So inflation concerns were something that, or they're still something that the investors worry about. However, Powell said that that is not a concern that the Fed is, or that's not something that the Fed is concerned about at this point. So he kind of squashed that, but overall, they're going to continue providing the support. So because of that, it's negative for the US dollar. Anytime there is too much supply of the currency, it is bad for the strength of the currency. Good for the stock market, though. This is why we have seen the stock market go up as a result of that, because basically they're getting a continuation of the support from the Fed, as well as they're likely to get a stimulus. So all in all, good for stock market, not that great for US dollar. All right, so coming up on Thursday here, nothing major here. We do have Reserve Bank of New Zealand Governor Orr speaking, but again, the monetary policy statement has already come out, so we are not too concerned about this. We do have employment claims here, or unemployment claims here, and pending home sales numbers. These could have an impact on the market. There's preliminary GDP number for the quarter as well. Now it is expected to come in higher than the previous one, which will be a positive thing for the US dollar. So we'll keep an eye on that. All right, so let's move on to the charts here. Euro dollar, we did see that initial drop like we had expected, but based on the Powell's comments there, price has moved up. Now it is right into the resistance. So we do have a bullish candle close here, but price is right into the resistance. So we have to be careful here. So bias for this one is neutral. So if price fails to go through the resistance, we are still looking for that move back towards 1.2080 here. So bias right now is neutral. As long as price holds below 1.2175 level, we're likely to see a drop back towards 1.2080. So neutral bias here for euro dollar. Pound dollar here, this one did go up, but we had talked about this big move up, this inefficient move up. And as we can see here, these type of inefficient moves get filled. So price did try another leg higher, but failed. So now this is looking bearish here. So we're likely to see a move back. So in this case, looking for a move down towards, the first target will be the bottom of this candle, which is 1.4075. And then second target is 1.40, 1.40, I would say, or 1.3980. So bias here is neutral to bearish here for pound dollar. Aussie here, Australian dollar went up with all the positive talk about more money being injected into the economy. That is always good for the stock market. And when stock market goes up, commodity currencies tend to go up here as well. And that's what we have seen. So in this case, because there were a lot of volatility in the market, some of these moves can get undone. So watch out for that. We do see that price went through the resistance here. However, what could happen here is, this is what we need to pay attention to. I'm looking for a pullback towards 0.7930. If it holds above this, then we're likely to see a move higher. But what happens is, if it drops through this level here, then essentially we're looking for a move back into these previous support resistance levels here. So the today's high is key. If it doesn't go through today's high, or doesn't hold above today's high and goes through the support, looking for a move back down then. So right now, neutral bias, even though we have a bullish candle close, I am neutral on Aussie dollar here. New Zealand dollar, big move up. So part of this was to do with the monetary policy from New Zealand, part of it to do with Powell. And again, we have an inefficient move here. So these inefficient moves, just like we saw in pound there, these tend to get filled. So I'm looking for a move back down towards 0.7400. And this is where if it holds above this level, then we could see another leg higher. But once it drops through this, we are basically back into this previous support resistance level here. So the key level to watch here would be 0.7400. So going back to the daily chart, this is where the 0.7400 level is. And if it goes through this, we're looking for a move lower here. And target here, first target is 0.7400, then 73.80, and then 73.50 here. So once it crosses over, basically this whole move is likely to, this whole candle is likely to get to reverse. So we'll keep an eye on that. Dollar CAD here, nice drop here. This is this one here, we were seeing price was struggling with this support resistance level here. It finally made it through, and now we do have a bearish candle close here. So in this case, bias still remains to the downside. Just keep in mind, if all the other currencies turn around for against the dollar, this is likely to do the same as well, because they tend to move together. But for the time being, based on the technicals here, bias is bearish. Next target is 1.2480, then 1.2450. So bearish bias here, just with caution. Silver here, this one is holding. Price has gone in both directions here. It's holding above this 27.20 level. So now I'm looking for a move towards 28.30, but it could get stuck here. So watch out for that. Once it gets through this resistance though, then we have room to the upside here all the way into 28.85. So right now bias is bullish, but watch out for 28.30. Once it gets through, 28.85 will be the next target. Gold here, gold is neutral. In this case, we see price has not been able to break through this 1816 level. It did go retested, but then held below. So we may get a move lower here towards 1783. Again, with this one, because it's a neutral candle close for the day, this one could go in either direction. If it does break through, then there's plenty of room to the upside. But for now, this seems to be stuck in a range. So looking for a move lower here towards 1783. So neutral bias, neutral to bearish bias here for gold. Oil here, oil looking quite bullish with all the positive things being said by the Fed and positive basically sentiment in the market. Oil still looking bullish here. In terms of the target here, we're looking at 64 as the first target and 64.75 as the second target for oil. So bullish bias for oil here. Copper looking extremely bullish here. It's gone right through our target here. And in this case, 4.35 is the first target, and then 4.4 is the next target. So bias is still bullish here for copper. Bitcoin here, Bitcoin's moved back and forth here, but it is still struggling with that previous support resistance level here at 50,680-ish level. With this one here, again, if it fails to go through this 50,000 level, we could see a drop back down towards 44,850. So right now, bias is neutral. It's in this sideways range here. If it goes through the resistance, then we will aim for the high. But if it fails to break through this 50,675 level, we're looking for a move lower. And in this case, once it breaks through, we could basically see a continuation lower. So we'll have to see how this one plays out here. Right now, this is neutral. S&P 500 with the Fed or with the Powell's testimony here, we did see an uptick in the markets. It is looking bullish right now. The concern would be this inefficient move here. So price has gone up, but now the problem is price is into support resistance level, and this inefficient move here could get filled. It could reverse. So be careful with that one. So right now, I would say bias is bullish with caution, though. If it doesn't break through this 39.35 level, we are basically looking for a move back down towards the support at 38.50. So neutral to bullish bias here for S&P 500. Nasdaq here, same thing. We saw price turn around, and right now it's into resistance. If it fails to go through this level, we are looking for a move lower again towards 12,740. So right now, neutral to bullish bias. If it goes through this resistance, then it becomes bullish and will target 13,520. But until then, this is neutral here. So neutral to bullish bias here for Nasdaq. Dow Jones here, this fund finally broke through this resistance here. It got pushed higher, looking bullish here. We could get a pullback before it goes up further. So keep an eye for this type of a move back towards 31,775. If it holds above, we will look for a continuation move higher here. So bullish bias for Dow Jones. DAX here, this one as well bounced back up. So we do have a nice bullish candle close. Again, the concern is we are right into this support resistance level here. And this is where if it doesn't go through, it can turn around. But for now, because the bias is bullish, we'll look for price to go towards the top of the range here. So this is the range it's been trading in for the last few weeks. It is right in the middle. So looking for a move higher. Towards 14,150, and then it may come back into the range. So we'll look out for that. For now, though, bias is bullish. Footsie, this one as well, price held above the support level, and we have a nice bullish candle close here. Again, it is into support resistance level, so watch out for that. In this case, I'm looking for a pullback towards 66.35. And then if it holds back, move back towards 67.90. So bias here is bullish, just with caution for Footsie as well. Nikkei here, Nikkei also came back down to retest the support, held. Now looking for a move towards the top of the range, 30,650. So bullish bias. Watch out for this though. We have a trend line here, and price may bounce off of that trend line. Keep that in mind, but for now, bias is bullish. Once it gets through that trend line, target is 30,650 here. So bullish bias for Nikkei, again with caution because the trend line is sitting right there. All right, so that's it for today. You guys have a wonderful trading day, and I'll be back again tomorrow. Bye for now.